Hello and welcome back to the Google API for Rust and YouTube Uploader development stream. It's Byron speaking, and this is the last session before lunch. I hope it will be a quick one, because all we want to do right now is to first admire my updated Sublime, which fixes, it fixes redo, sometimes restoring the selection to incorrect location. I've been seeing that a lot. Wow. Okay, that's quite some stuff. Unfortunately, I wouldn't know how to get the... Can I ask for these change? I can bring up the changelog. Awesome. So that's also new, it seems. So I can read that later. Awesome. Because I will. It's affecting me. It's affecting me quite a lot. Let's hope there are no new bugs and everything will just be working as before. So in this session, what I would like to do is to just brute force my API dependency here, which is now API depths and then API, and then yeah, something like that. So we basically wanna now run this for type CLI as well. So if I say I brute force this, then probably I have to brute force it, like just copy pasting stuff, changing this. Obviously this wants to be in a loop, but I'm not going to do this right now. And API depths, we are going to have two of these now, which is I guess I have to do what I have to do. I don't like it, not at all. So it's API depths. Yeah, that's API depths, fine. And then we have CLI depths. Sure, makes sense. And from there, hopefully patterns will arise that allow us to put all this into a loop. It's really depending on whether make can have a for loop that creates targets, and that does includes in a for loop and stuff. So I think that should work, but after all, we don't know. We will see. And for now, I'm just focusing on what I want. I want the CLI test program to build and see how that goes. So it's CLI depths. Then we have the type CLI info. And then it's really just copying this. And calling it CLI depths. And here we have type API, type CLI info. I hope that is correct. It is correct. And the type name we have to change, because it doesn't know that actually. That kind of gets lost, even though, if you think about it, why don't I do it like this? Oh no, wait. No way. Oh, actually, yeah, I'm dumb. Let's do this right away. Because this type, obviously, here we have access to this kind of conditional data here. So for API, we say target name, let's call it ID, which is just API. And here we call it make ID. Make ID CLI. And now we can just use it like this. Here we have make ID. Make ID. Here, no. There it is. Here as well. Make ID. And do I use it anywhere else? I probably want to use case sensitivity here. Like type, and it's not used anywhere. Awesome. Turn it off. And keep going. Good. So that should still be the same now. I can actually stop doing this. So one thing less to care about, I think. So that is that. One thing less that can go wrong during copy paste. It's all good. So here we are still wrong. That's supposed to be API CLI info. Wrong dependencies are bad. But the rest seems to be all right. CLI depth, and then let's call it depths. Yep, let's do that. Like this. generate. Oh, regen APIs, that's ours. Just check this. Clean help. Yeah, I think that's all right. JSON to XML. Do we have that? We don't have it, aside from the phony declaration, which isn't required. Yeah, I think that's part of the update JSON. It just happens automatically, which kind of makes sense. Even though it overrides your... I'm dumb. I've got a blacklist. Because I was just saying, damn it, in the API list, you know, if I disable something, then it kills my blacklist here. But actually I can just, because it involves all the versions, I can just use my blacklist feature that has previously been unused. So it's API blacklist, right? So in our, oh shit, even the blacklist might be rewritten, but we can put this in here because it's in the shared, right? So in our shared YAML, we just want to have an API blacklist now. API blacklist, and then I think it's just a name. Civic info. Is it just a name? I think so. For if an, so wait, API blacklist get, that's the name. That's the name of the thing, I think. Yep. That's the API name, N. Makes sense, huh? API name N. Sure. Makes sense as long as you remember it. Otherwise, it's total nonsense. So, civic info, because that's actually good to do that, because then we are independent and don't accidentally mess it up. Because that's something to remember here, that this will be overwritten. You know, it says do not edit, and I edited it, so it's my own fault. And that just shouldn't be. Again, and that's it. Yeah, we'll see if we did that right. Oh wait. Plus. So all of these require box support insert. Now this is documented. Described. See. Good, so now this can, without any doubt, be gone. It could just be generated, but also I can just do that. And that's how it was supposed to be. So this is a hack that I didn't even declare as a hack, because in that moment it wasn't, apparently wasn't aware of that, because it didn't read this. Even though I know that it's generated, you know, I did it. I know it, but I was kind of, you know, just not thinking. But now I'm thinking that I should use my blacklist feature, and that also, you know, further cleans up the build system. You know, I don't say it was dirty, but it also wasn't the best out there, the cleanest possible. All right, so API blacklist is there, it's shared, it will be used. And now back to our makefile. Now that we have depth, we want this to be depending on API depth, and we also want to build the CLI depths. Then we do our include duty, include both. Last but not least, API depths we want to remove, and we want to remove the CLI depths. Good. Let's build two first. Make depths. Multiple target patterns. Excuse me? I didn't even execute anything, so it seems makefile64 is an invalid line. Did I mess up my CLI depths? I did. What? What the heck? No, wait. There's a better way. Good. Then undoing. So what oh, I copied it there. Jesus Christ. I was thinking, what was that before? But that wasn't there before. It was just me copy-pasting nonsense. Absolutely. Disgraceful. CLI depths. And now this should actually do more. Okay, there we build our two things. Look at that. Help API. Help CLI. Yay! Cool. And now we could try to make, you know, our fake make drive to CLI. Overriding commands. Oh, JSON force. Hey, that shouldn't be in there. So basically it hated it. Totally so. What's this? Ugh. So there's something missing here. Whoa. Okay, the help looked good. Warning, overriding commands for targets. So the JSON stuff, the JSON-force stuff is still not properly handled. So these fake JSON targets, they only want to be... So if that is just for the JSON stuff, then obviously this wants to be global. And that's the problem here. So all this goes in here. So here, JSON, fake JSON, thank you. Good, good. My bad, regenerate. Hey. Now it rebuilds them. Nice, cool. Dependencies. So once now our cargo toml doesn't really work. Fair enough. Cargo toml mako. Because the dependencies are not set for my type CLI. Which is true. Yeah, well, I don't want to force me to set it. So let's do a get on this one. Should be empty otherwise. And that should now at least build. Good. I can now do CLI cargo args build and enforce building my... Well, so far so good. Enforce building my main, which should just be, you know, a hello world. Actually, I should probably do a cargo run. But hey, I do also hope that cargo build will reuse what cargo run will reuse what cargo build did there. In the meanwhile, I shall get back to reading stuff. Show me the changelog. Reworked how build systems are selected. Build systems may now declare key files. Makefile for the make build system to better auto detect which build system. Ah, that's cool. I see. So you can, yeah, that's nice. Improved handling of build systems that generates lots of output. New Windows always use the automatic build system rather than the build system of the last window. Yeah, probably a good thing, but I don't know. Command palette now remembers the last entered string. Okay. So this means if I do this, it remembers the last entered string. Should be fine. Because I can just go ahead typing and, you know. I have to hit. Well, it's kind of weird because then I see what kind of garbage I type there most of the time. But it's okay. I can live with that. Cool. That actually compiled. So let's do cargo run. Hey. Bin target must be available for cargo run. Yeah. Sure. My cargo toml currently does not do that. Hey, wait a moment. I thought it automatically does bin, right? Because it finds source main or not. So drive cargo, show me drive to CLI. It generates a lib for me. Oh. No, wait. That's not right. I mean, obviously that's not right, but I'm defining a main here. How come that it gets a... Excuse me, sir, something is wrong. I want to return this build system. It doesn't work. But where? So somewhere. So Marco. So that is one. That's the build, and that's the doc index. But there is this one here. That's the main thing, and this is totally generic. You know, it doesn't know what it wants to do. Okay, let's try make. I'm doing the wrong thing. CLI run. So I've just built the wrong thing all the time. Damn it! Like this. This is what I wanted. And bin must be present. Failed to parse manifest at cargo toml. That is possibly true. Well, drive to CLI cargo. Because there is no cargo. But oh, I might understand now. Because output dir now has to be corrected. Because that will kind of... Yeah, let's generate this again. Let's clean it. And let's generate. At least that command so far seems to work. Make this, and let's have... Oh shit, I don't even print that anymore. And look, it actually doesn't exist. And this is a problem here. But I should, for debugging purposes, I think I should print this. I think verbose will do it. Yeah. So if I build that again, does it happen again? No, because it kind of... Yeah, let's clean it. Let's do a -v here. That's version. Okay, so I think debug is too much. Can you just print everything? Always make. Oh shit! So I probably have to prevent hiding the thing, the Marco invocation. I will. So it's this one. Just for now. So make it. Because here you can at least see what he generates. So template dir is okay. Oh wait, template directory is okay. Interesting, he has that 2 times. I think, that is interesting. I didn't know, see? Because it's now part of the Marco call and he adds it as well, which can also be removed. Happy to finally see that. Good. Now it regenerates and we are here. Template dir, then IO, that's okay. No wait, that's actually what we're interested in. So input, the Marco file, and the output goes all wrong. So we could use our source, our output dir thing to adjust these. Because now it wants to go... Oh damn, it's difficult to adjust these because we can't kind of go down again. Yeah, how do I do it? Oh, you know what? I could forcefully normalize this because that kind of stuff just shouldn't be in there. And then it will naturally work. Yeah, we'll just normalize it. And then it's kind of naturally working, even though it's somewhat of a hack. But considering that it will just work, OS path normalize. So IO. Here is the source destinations, huh? Yeah, that's the source, that's the destination. And we shall run an OS path norm path on the entire thing. Like this. And that should fix it. Why did it not remake it? Oh, maybe I want to clean it before, huh? Now? Yep. Ah, shit, no. Damn it, normalize didn't mean it cuts out the extra folders. Again. Yeah. Fine. It just means it. Yeah. Sometimes I have totally stupid ideas about what this does. I wanted to just cut it out. Maybe I have a regular expression for this, because I can't just have it there. Maybe I know. I mean, after all, if I could just cut it out, I could. What happens if I just normalize this subpath? What happens? A relative path. You know, if you normalize a relative path, you can't actually normalize it, I think, because you would lose information then. But that's what I want. So maybe it's buggy enough to work that way. But I don't actually think so. But it's worth a try. So it's import OS. OS path, norm path. What do you say if I give you this lib whatever? Okay, see, it doesn't do it because it can't. I could just cut it. I could just trim it. How is it called? It's called strip. Yeah. What if I strip this? See? And I think that's what I want to do. I just want to strip this thing off here. In that case. Good. Let's undo this. No, there. Cool. Let's undo this. And let's get back to source. That's the one, huh? And here we just strip off any relative path that there are, at least one level of it, which is enough for us. You know, we definitely just make this work. There's no beauty in this. It's funny to hear me say that, but truly there is no, it's fuck ugly. But it works, and it's a simple solution. I say it works without actually knowing that it works, but let's have a look. So the destination is now this. Awesome. It's a bit weird that it didn't split off the slash there, huh? That we have a double slash. Oh, but that might be a problem with our actual invocation here. Sort of. But I don't care, you know, it doesn't need to be pretty because most of the time it's hidden anyway. Let's have a look at. Most of the time it's hidden anyway. There we go. Let's have a look at this. Scan drive to CLI. There we have cargo, license. So theoretically we can now run this because cargo should now find this thing and do the right thing, basically. Okay, cool. It actually does it, because if it couldn't, it wouldn't even try to build. So now it pulls the dependencies, which shouldn't be that many here. I will leave this open because I have the feeling I need it. That is kind of done, even though we should probably add the documentation. API, that's CLI. Show all CLI targets to build individually. CLI target and aggregation commands. And aggregated commands, yeah, because there are more. There's more to this. Yeah. Oh, I should probably improve this as well. Render file to tell how to build libraries and programs like that. Generate main license file. That is okay. Region APIs. What does it do? Clean APIs. I think it's clean all APIs now. Hello world. Ooh. It's clean all APIs, and then it redoes them, and they must be done in order. So it's how is this called again? Gen all APIs, yeah. So wait, clean all APIs, then gen all APIs. I like it. It's kind of consistent, don't you think? Then it makes the license again. And we shall also, yeah, let's first have a look at the help there. Help CLI. Another 72 or 68, because we disabled 4, another 68 libraries to build, which will not be crates, I think, because that's not needed. I will have to find a way to deploy these or make them downloadable. I will compile for OS X. I think I will compile for Linux. And I might even try to compile on Windows. And if that works without pain, without anything that I have to do except for running make in a bash, then I will be okay with doing it on Windows. But let's not jump ahead. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, because it's way much more work to be done here. So, gen all CLI, clean all CLI. Okay, so let's clean all CLI it is. Gen all API, gen all CLI, there we go, and the license. Clean APIs will clean all, I think it's clean all API, right? It's singular, yeah. Clean all API will clean all CLI, and then it will just clear out its own build system. Basically, it will clean the make stuff, the make generated stuff like Python virtual environment, and will remove its dependency files. And of course, it should remove the documentation as well, which is a separate target. Somewhere, all clean it is. But I think I removed this not by accident. I can easily re-edit. That's not a problem at all. So docs all, is it really called that way? Better to check sometimes, right? Let's call it docs all and docs all clean. Fine. Obviously, we'll have to verify this, but yeah, something I would like to do in this episode before I go to lunch, 30 minutes, because it should also be very quick. I would like to link or to add additional dependencies. So in the cargo file, if make depends on is set to something, so that's what we have here, depends on. Now we have to figure out how to do this, and I think the easiest way is to make assumptions. And now the target suffix is the main discriminator here, because that will kind of end up being the folder that we want to depend on, and the crate name and stuff. Oh, shit. Yeah, oh no, wait. Actually, it's not the case. So we have a problem, because we are right now degenerating information. When we are called, the only information we can access is the CLI thing. So we can't access anything here, so we don't know stuff. If you don't know the stuff you need to know to, for instance, figure out the target suffix, which basically determines the crate name and the folder name. And this is what we really want to know. And if you want to know depends on, then yeah, we have to call it like this and have to make the respective check. So this is not none, you know. And it could be, yeah, it could be none. Good. So that's what we will check for. If is not none or undefined, should I prepare for everything? No, I just prepare for this. Then we will add another dependency, which will be a path dependency. So it will be dependencies dot and now the crate name. And the crate name we can fortunately just call. We have util. Then we can ask for crate name, which will require us to get the API, the library name, which is okay. We have that. So it's library name. Yeah, it's more like depends on suffix now, just to be clear about it. Because that's what we use to kind of derive all the information that we need. Good. And depends on suffix. Good. And I guess I want to have a little bit of space here just to save my variables. So the crate name depends on crate. What do I need? I need the folder and the crate name, and they're kind of actually the same thing, right? Yeah, they are the same thing. Okay, so we do library to crate name, and the name is just our own name, but without the protocol. Oh shit. Wait. No, crate name. Crate name? Does that already? Yeah, I think that did work, but drive CLI cargo. Yeah, that definitely worked. But that's not what we want to use. We want to have one that allows us to control the suffix, which I think will require us to do something like this. So we have make depends on suffix. That should be here. And the name is something our library name, is that also depending on the suffix? I forgot. That is not depending on the suffix. So cool, we can use our own library name. Do we use it somewhere? Library drive. Oh, come on. Typing, spelling. Library name. We don't use it. Yeah, because we only need the crate name here. Anyway, we will now use it, which is util.library name. Util in this case obviously is our Mako library that fortunately will return strings, which is this one here, buffered. Buffered means it returns a string instead of writing directly to the stream, which is exactly what we need here. This is why all these utilities are buffered. Most of them, at least, those that I want to use as just simple return value. That was something I had to find out, but once I had found it out, there was no open question anymore, and I knew, yes, Mako it is. Yeah, looks good. Depends on crate. Yeah, I will probably remove this again but I need it twice, so I will keep it. So dependencies then depends on crate, and then we say path, which is definitely one up, and then our depends on crate. All right, and that should now point to the API itself and should pull it in and allow us to use it. Okay, let's regenerate. Maybe let's rerun. Oh, and yeah, sure. And our makefile builder also needs to put the dependency in there so that if something changes in the API, we will also trigger, we will trigger not only rebuild, but we will trigger regeneration, which is what we want. So we can basically work in CLI mode, and if we affect the API for some reason, it will be regenerated, which is what we want. Otherwise, we could get in trouble. Yeah, but for now, cargo. Did I not just open this? I think I can close this for now. Drive to CLI cargo. Just want to have a look at it when I rebuild it. Make Yeah, why not run? And that did not... Ah, it didn't work even. Fair enough. Depends on crate what invalid syntax, really? Maybe there... Oh yeah, that one. Could not find cargo TOML? Excuse me? But it's here. Ah. Couldn't find it there. Oh. Wait a moment. Yeah, sure, these folder names, they are not fully qualified. Haha. Okay, that's just the API name. Good, so I definitely need my little space here. I mean, there's no real need to cache this, but I think it's better to clear it. So that is to make it clear, and that's, yeah. Considering this, you know, oh wait, API name is something we use multiple times. So this one could actually move in here. Yeah, sufficient. And then we can put this up here more easily. And I think that should yield better results. Nice. And now it should build from that path. And that's what we want, because we are not putting this onto crates. So using a path and checking the code is exactly what we need. And now it will build all the other stuff that is required to build the YouTube API, the Drive API, whatever. And I think, just to make it prettier in the final cargo, let's have a space here. Yes. And this will then look like that. Hey. I suddenly had two cursors. And that is that. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think I like it. Now it builds Google Drive 2, which is a big API. And we can use it. We can use that stuff in our main program. I mean, that's clear. You know, if Cargo builds it and likes it, there's no question about it. And yeah, I think that is that. That is not that. What we also want to do is, I mean, for now, for example, if I now change something here that affects our YouTube API, it will not rebuild YouTube, and that's what it should do. And that's obviously just because we don't get the dependencies right. We don't care for dependencies, not yet, but we shall in depth. So in the moment we generate. So what are we calling? We're calling, I mean, that thing here. Where is it? Here, somewhere. Here, this gen root stamp. So this gen root stamp is supposed to be dependent on the other API target that we will just generate. So API target, that is library name plus suffix, right? And API name plus suffix. And we will just read our, it's so easy. Awesome. We'll just read this. Yeah. I will just add this here. So we at most we have one dependent. I mean, we can at most be dependent on one thing right now, and that's okay. So we can program this here and say depends on target is by default nothing, but if we have make depends on suffix, which is not none. Careful. It's a bit tricky because it can be an empty string. Then we shall basically say depends on target is our API name plus the depends on suffix. And now we should have a valid target that we will just substitute in there, and it will substitute to an empty string if it's nothing. and will therefore be totally ignored. Good. And now if I do this again, it should rebuild because I changed mbuild. I will undo that later. It should rebuild, it should regenerate the YouTube API and it will rebuild it, see? Cool. And just because that's not enough work on the computer, I will undo this. Good. And cancel that. And, you know, it generated the drive CLI. Now rebuilds it. And I will just wait for this one rebuild while I prepare the commit. Oh, not yet. So let's ignore all the .star.deps files. Yep, like that. Nice. And the CLI, I would like to ignore everything that is CLI-ish. Can I do that? Gan star CLI. I can. For now. Until I'm ready to have a first version that I want to check in. Yeah. No, wait. I think I want to check in one of these. But I will just force this. I will check in the YouTube one and groups migration as my little check test buddies. So now if I run this again, it should just run hello world without recompiling everything. Good, so dependencies work. Git ignore is updated. Then I shall add my first version because that will now constantly change. Let's make YouTube 3 CLI and groups migration 1 CLI just to get the files. And see, thanks to dependencies, will regenerate that stuff. And now I can add forcefully my first hello world. Oh shit. It wants to autocomplete. Oh. This takes forever. Now it wants, my smart shell wants to autocomplete stuff and does some commands. Which command does it execute? Can I see the arguments here? Maybe. That would be interesting. So how have you been called? What does it want from you? I have no idea. Doesn't want to disclose that information to me. I could probably figure that out. Oh, look. Is it done? No, it's not done. Shit, previously I killed Git, and I think Git produced like 1,000 lines, millions of lines of output. And if a C program takes that long, I think now it's gone. Don't do that ever again. So yeah, do not tab autocomplete here. That's the point I'm trying to make here. So drive, I in my drive, groups migration 1, CLI, and again YouTube 3 CLI. Cool. Git add you. And we are ready to rock. Yay. Oh, it copies common as well. Wait a moment. Should it do that? Why does it do that? Oh, I think we are not yet ready. Sad. Nearly. Because common shouldn't be copied. I think that's hard-coded here in depths right now. CMN. Yep. API common, which is copied. I think I could generalize this. And why does it even have a... No, wait. The CLI, CMN, RS in my source. Rust source. Yeah, shit, I think it doesn't care yet. I mean, obviously it doesn't care yet, but I think I want to generalize this to allow any amount of common files which will be copied. Yeah. I think that's better. I can just arrange them and arrange them excuse me, arrange them like this. And then I can basically put this information into this file here and, you know, hard code it a little less, maybe. Because this common, obviously, source CMN. I mean, this is obviously something that is now, I mean, that is now definitely per, I will have, you know what, I will do this right now. I will have a common, but it will be per thing, per program, basically. So API obviously has its common thing, and it's source plus make, how's it called? ID, I think, huh? Plus that. So we require it to be in a subdirectory now, which sucks for testing because then it's a module and we have to do some extra stretches to get that in, but it will be possible. Fine. And then we move it. Source, Rust, common is right. Oh, didn't find true. Yeah, so fine. We just need subfolders now. Source, Rust, CLI, and API, and now we can move this stuff over. Rust, common into source, Rust. That's the API one. And you just have an empty one for the CLI for now. Good. Now our cargo will fail ungracefully. So let's have a look at the API mod.rs. Which shell, how does it work again? Shall I just import it into this namespace pub use cmn or something? There was a special twist to that I forget always, but at least I know that I do not forget that there was a special twist to that. I think that's the most important thing. Where's the book? Where's the book? Here's the book. And where are modules, crates and modules? That's, I think down here somewhere there's the special twist. Pubmod. Pubmod. See, pubmod is the thing. Pubmod. Pubmod. That's what you want here. And then you can access it somehow, like, yeah, greetings, English, Japanese. Where's English, Japanese? Ah, damn it, I will just try it out. So now should be API common or something. Yeah, so if I read this correctly, it should be API common. That one has moved. Fair enough. And source lib will now use API common. And something like this should possibly work. Let's see. Cargo test. Fine. So far so good. That doesn't mean anything. Just cargo doing the preps regarding our dependencies. We are at 49 minutes. I think I will close this one in 5 if nothing bad happens. Oh, Rust lib. What mod? And you just want to build this. Expected one off. Or what? How could I mess this up? But I do have an API here. Ah, and then it's use. I see. Yeah! It built. Let's see if the use is correct here. Let's see if the test case still work. Yeah, awesome. Woohoo. Awesome. So I can also kind of pull in the CLI, and then that's the tests API now. We can have test CLI that I will set up once there's something to test. No. Oh yeah, there is no module yet. So same thing here. ST CLI, and there is the module that we need, and now it should work. I mean, work in the sense of build, compile, link, test, work, even though there's nothing in there. But that shall be fine. So we set up our test corpus, and now let's see if make copies the right stuff. Oh, no rule to make target. Source Rust common. Yeah, but that should not be that anymore, huh? It should now be... Oh, and depends on target we also didn't use yet, damn it. Oh, we did. Okay, forget what I said. So, common. API common, what's your problem here? Oh, here I hard-coded it. That's the problem. So it's Rust source, then it's make ID, and now we are good. Hey. So what did it try? Again, YouTube source API common. Yeah, well, that is... But the Rust source directory, it is what it is. That should be fine. Now I need the makefile again. Rust source. Yeah, so that's cool. Source Rust. Yeah, that's all right. API CMN. And that's what we depend on. And API common. I mean, let's have a look at the deps. cmn.rs. Again, source API common. Right. This is the... No, wait. There's no API in there. All right. So, ooh. Sorry, so that was wrong, the other thing was right. That's how it's supposed to be. And now it should work better. Yay! Cool. And that's cool as well. Dependencies are cool. Let's have a look at groups migration CLI. CMN. Do not edit copy of that, and it's empty. That's exactly what we want. And groups migration without CLI. Source CMN. It is that, and it is something, and it is what we need. Cool. And now, as a final test, while we are committing everything, we can say cargo, and here as well, cargo, and of course it's CLI cargo, because that's all we will deal with in the next couple of days / weeks. And we will provide args in, but just run, and that should just work. And it does something. Good. Let's prepare the commit. Untracked files. Unstaged, that's the CLI stuff. Modified, yes, because it is now... Interesting that this was modified. Ah yeah, that's true. Makes sense. I do concur. Stage this, and that, and that. Wow! That looks like a lot of stuff. And most of the stuff is our edit generic thing here. Good, but let's prepare the commit feature. Sure. Make. It's make, actually. CLI depends on API generically. This allows us to build efficiently. Build efficiently. What else? CLI programs can now have their own common RS implementation, which we can test standalone with cargo test as usual. Even though it will run more tests than we want to run, but it's not a big deal for now, I think, considering the scope of our test framework there, which is just minimal. Running Hello World. Actually, it should be cool and just substitute Hello World API something in there. Yeah, let's be that cool at least, okay? Instead of Hello World, we will Hello API. Yeah, just name, just ID. I think these JSON files, YouTube, JSON, have an ID. Yeah, let's print that because that's good enough. Oh shit, that's the wrong one. No, main RS Mako, this one. Yeah, let's do that again. And thanks to our gorgeous build system, we should only rebuild the CLI stuff, which we'll build in a moment. And yeah, what else? Okay, that's just too much for me. Yeah, dependencies are correct. Build efficiently. Yeah, I like it. The primary make file currently just explicitly pulls in the type YAMLs. One day we could possibly put it into a loop. And yeah, basically we shall amend. This fixes our issue 11. Yeah. Maybe there's more to it, but I don't think so. Let's run this again, because now we should just build... Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And it was just lighting fast, and I like it. Because this will, we are used to kind of slow build times because the APIs are usually quite large, but even for the YouTube thing, for now, as long as we don't generate that much code, it's awesome. We are prepared. We can continue now. Let's see. Currently, system only wants to support. Yeah, we are done. We're done with this. Nice. So, excuse me. Probably want to amend the commit one more time. And then, thank you for watching. Hope to see you around. Bye.